Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you are all doing well this morning. Right, let's get right into it. Look at the market. How is the market setting up for the week? We're going to start with the US dollar pairs, DXY, Euro US dollar, DXY and the Euro US dollar. Let's have a look. How's that going? How's that reversal going from the blue box? As indicated, we expected this to continue to the downside yesterday. During the weekly outlook, we were seeing a 4 hours continuation pattern for downside being confirmed by the indicator as follows. So let's have a look here on the 4 hour. That is still the case, and looks like this is about to go. This is the continuation pattern we saw yesterday. We're looking for this one to make a continuation to the downside as follows. So the reason for that yesterday, as much as we understood the structure, this was confirming that the reversal that we're looking for here within the blue box is on track because we've got this. We've got the structure, we've got the RSI below 50, we've got the stock RSI resetting at the top. So that's all a recipe for a continuation to the downside. What does that mean for the euro? Obviously, that will mean more upside for the euro as well. If you look on the 4 hour for the euro, you've got exactly the same thing, but the inverse. We are at the bottom, we are above 50, so it means we are bullish above this upper boundary of the flag. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that similar reversal on euro US dollar as we are on the DXY. So continuation pattern to the upside as far as the euro is concerned, DXY downside. Pound US dollar, we looked for this to just pull back and expected continuation to the upside because of the expected US dollar index weakness. So this looks like a 3-wave flat correction here, and we are looking for continuation to the upside on pound US dollar, continuation to the upside. So all the pairs against the US dollar will be upside, and where we've got the US dollar as the base currency like we do on US dollar CAD, we're expecting that to continue to the downside. Whether this correction is done or not, that's the only thing we cannot confirm, but all indications are pointing downwards. This is where we have here on US dollar CAD. We're looking for more downside. Look at that structure. Maybe a bounce up here to the upper boundary of the flag or downside, or we can just go from here if we get this candle closing below the flag. That's US dollar CAD. US dollar Chief has been our chart of the week for a while now. So since here, we'll be looking for US dollar Chief to continue the drop. This was a trade setup that we have here on the website. We're looking for it to drop here. So now here we're consolidating here at around these levels. We're still expecting US dollar Chief to continue lower. As you can see, US dollar is the base currency on this one. Now on Audi US dollar, on Audi US dollar, the US dollar is the quoted currency. So that's why you expect continuation to the upside. You will see that all these moves are confirmed by the 4 hour setups with the indicator as well as the structure. That's why we're looking for more upside on Audi US dollar as expected yesterday. I was looking on the 1 hour yesterday, looking for these 3-wave pullbacks around. So looks like the 3-wave pullbacks have completed and we are now looking for more upside. New Zealand, same structure. I'm going to go back to the 4 hour. So New Zealand, again, same as Audi US dollar, 3-wave pullback, and we're expecting this to be an impulsive move for the next move to the upside. US dollar ZAR, right, US dollar ZAR, this has made a 3-wave pullback, and we'll expect this one to continue to the upside. I'm not looking at the right chart, sorry. I'm supposed to be looking at US dollar ZAR. So the US dollar ZAR has made an impulsive move to the upside here. So we want to see a consolidation here that will take it back up to around those levels. There's a possibility for a structure like this, which I've shown in detail yesterday, but for now, we're just going to look for this pullback and continuation to the upside. Take it one wave at a time. Now we can look at the yen pair. So the yen pairs, as indicated yesterday, we said all of them, we're just looking for 3-wave pullbacks and continuation to the upside. And that's what's happening with all of them. You'll see that all the yen pairs, you just want to confirm with a 4-hour candle that it will close above the upper boundary of the flag, and they will all go to the upside as forecasted yesterday. So let's run through all of them. US dollar yen, 3-wave pullback, slightly below 50, but we want to see the candle close above 50. We want to see this on US dollar yen. Euro, same, 3-wave pullback. We want to see upside. This is what we did yesterday before this moves confirmed. This one here, we want to see this. That's Chief Yen, continuation to the upside. Audi Yen, same as New Zealand, as you can see, same as New Zealand Yen, rather New Zealand US dollar, the 3-wave pullback here, looking for more upside, as well as New Zealand. You can see New Zealand is exactly the same as New Zealand Yen is exactly the same as New Zealand US dollar. 3-wave pullback, so that means it's the New Zealand that is dominant in this structure. 3-wave pullback and more upside. And lastly, on the yen pairs, CAD yen, all doing the same thing. We're looking for this to continue to the upside. For our candle above the flag, then we look for this. Right, gold. So gold structure, we're just expecting this to continue to push to the upside simply because we're seeing the dollar weakness. Okay, so the structure here is not a very clear. So just look at the charts that we've got on the website on gold. So far, it is not a clear structure. Silver, we had a trade set up where we wanted to only get to 2340, which we've already done, but it continues to push to the upside. We should get a 3-wave pullback here on silver before we get a continuation to the upside. On gold, we may get also a 3-wave pullback from current levels. That will give us the following structure. A pullback like that and continuation to the upside. That is silver and gold. Brent crude continues to trade higher. 90%, like we said, $90 per barrel is possible as indicated yesterday. We've got 1, 2, 3. We're looking for this to confirm by breaking out of this structure again. We should see 90 level on oil. Pound Audi, we are still in a trade setup here from around this level. Looking for this to go to target, it will still go to target. We may get this one doing 1, 2, 3, bounce and then continue to the downside, doesn't matter, but this is on the way to target. One of the trade setups that are posted on the website, you can have a look at it. Now, pound New Zealand, expect continuation pattern to the downside here as well. Look where we are at the top here. We're looking for this to continue lower. So let's wait for the current structure to build. Very likely, because this is not aggressive, we can get this one doing that and continues to the downside. That is pound New Zealand, pound CAD. Nothing more to talk about here. We are looking at this one as our 3-wave pullback. This is what we want to see on pound CAD before continuation to the downside. Right, we had a setup on a pound chief, which we took live in the trading room, has made a push to the downside, has dropped from the blue box as indicated yesterday, not yesterday, last week. So what you are seeing is a 3-wave pullback. This is a 3-wave pullback. You'll see it clearly on the 1 hour. Now, if we look at that 3-wave pullback, that looks like a very nice area to again get involved with this one here. If you see this candle closing below the flag here, you sell pound chief again, you can add more to the position. So that is what we have here. We're looking for this to do that to the downside. That is pound chief continuation to the downside, as detailed with the trade setup last week. Right, this is now euro pound. Could euro pound be doing this? We can see that this one wants to push to the upside. We're going to see a slight push to the upside, but that push could be completing this corrective structure here, which will then result in this going to the downside like that. Right, that is euro pound, euro New Zealand. Obviously bearish because pound New Zealand is bearish, 1, 2, 3. And we're looking for this to drop. And then downside. Euro Audi. One, two, three. Looking for this to continue to the downside. That's Euro Audi. Euro CAD. We may see just one push to the upside after this. Then downside. Euro Chief. That is a three-wave pullback on Euro Chief. Looking for this to continue to the downside. We may get this. Let's do it again. We may get this one pulling down like this and giving us like this, a structure like this. That will be a nice WXY corrective structure to sell this one again to the downside. All right, so those are the pound and the euros. We can go to the crosses. So the focus we have on Audi New Zealand is for this to have made the three waves here and to continue to the downside. But what I think is going to happen is that we're going to have this, we're going to get this, and we're going to get this. Only then will we have a move to the downside if it plays out like that. Okay, otherwise this may have been all the correction, 1, 2, 3. If it is all the correction and this is an impulse, we're looking for downside, then it will go like that. But that will seem to be the correction will be too small compared to this. So that's why we prefer to see something like this. We prefer to have something like this. It's a nice accumulation area. And then we look for downside. Let's see how that plays out. When it's ready, we will not miss it. Audi CAD. Let's go back to the 4-hour. So Audi CAD, we've got a corrective structure here. This is our corrective structure on Audi CAD. This is making a move to the upside like this. So we're going to see more upside. You can see here where we are. We're going to see upside on Audi CAD, upside on Audi Chief. Let's go to Audi Chief. Audi Chief has got a nice three-wave pullback there. This did not reach the blue box, but a candle, 4-hour candle closing above the upper boundary of the flag means we're going to see more upside on Audi Chief. As you can see, the indicators are at the right places. New Zealand CAD, same. 4-hour setup and more upside. New Zealand Chief, same. So the theme for this week is three-wave pullbacks before this continuation to the upside. So we want to see this current candles close above the upper boundaries of the flag. Construct these flags properly so that you can get confirmation when they do confirm or the candle closes above them, because that's part of the strategy. That's New Zealand Chief, CAD Chief. CAD Chief made a pullback. Can we look at this as a whole expanding flat? Makes a lot of sense like that. This breaking above here, the candle closing above here means we're going to see more upside. Slightly below 50, but we're very close and we've reset it here. So it won't be surprising to see CAD Chief continue to the upside like that. Right, looking at the indices. Nothing has changed between now and yesterday. We're just going to look for consolidation around these current highs and for a continuation to the upside as indicated yesterday. So there's no change between yesterday and today as far as the indices are concerned. That is Dow Jones Industrial, transportation. So transportation is currently consolidating at current levels. So that means we're going to see more upside on the Dow. And the NASDAQ, same. We've got a move to the upside on the DAX, looking for this one to make 5-way move to the upside. Just 1 second. Right, so the Nasdaq is going up in what looks like 5 waves here. So we're going to be looking for this to make a continuation to the upside here, correction here, and then we look for more upside. That is the Nasdaq. So we're still where we were yesterday as far as the indices are concerned. So just running through these. UK 100 consolidating at current levels. We've got a 4-hour setup even showing continuation to the upside. We're going to see more upside here on the UK 100. The DAX also showing a 4-hour setup. Just broke out of this, consolidating above the flag. We're going to see more upside as well. The Nikkei. So the Nikkei, there is an alternative that we discussed yesterday, which is also possible. These are the 3 waves to the downside, 1, 2, 3. We're seeing this as 3 waves to the upside. I know it's different to what we have on the website, but the buyers will still be the same. If we do see this one making a move to the downside like this, that will be a nice regular flat with WXY corrective structures. That's the one alternative. And then we look for this one to continue to the upside, because that would have been the corrective structure as follows. Right, so the alternative that we've got on the side is that this is all a correction as completed with WXYXZ here, and we're looking for this one to have started 1, 2, and then we're going for a 3. This is just too deep, so there is a likelihood that we get confirmation for downside here. And if you look at this, it looks like we're going to see more downside on the Nikkei. So let's keep an eye on that. So we'll look to buy the Nikkei at the bottom here, where it confirms the regular flat. All right, Nifty, continuation pattern to the upside. We don't want to see what corrective structure it's going to make from here, but there is no sign of reversal as far as the Nifty is concerned. Still looking for more upside. There is some slight divergence, but that's very small. So even if we do get divergence, it can just be a pullback for more continuation to the upside. Right, let's look at the indices now. Bitcoin. We had a 3-wave pullback yesterday. It's playing out now. We're looking for this one to continue to the upside. We can even get this. That will be even better. That means more accumulation around this level, and we're going to see more upside. So I'm expecting new highs this week as well on Bitcoin, or towards the end of the week. So let's see how Bitcoin plays out. We may be seeing 70,000 in the next couple of sessions. Ethereum, possibility of seeing new all-time highs. So just back one on Bitcoin, if you look at the indicators, it's all showing upside. Look at that. Look at where we are. So with the 3-wave pullback here, we were right at the bottom here, and it looks like we've broken up to the upside with that 4-hour setup. Now, same thing with all the altcoins. We've got 4-hour setups with these 3-wave pullbacks. Look at this 3-wave pullback. Look at where we were here. I'm trying to draw it as straight as I can. So this was confirmation that we're going to see upside after this 3-wave pullback. We've now made a move to the upside with what looks like a 3. We may just come back around this level, drop back, and continue to the upside. This is a more favorable scenario for accumulation than if it just goes with a straight line, because that's very shallow. Not enough accumulation here, but we want to see if we could possibly have a blue box setup for more upside on Ethereum to take it to the all-time highs. Very close to the all-time highs. Litecoin, also a 4-hour setup here with 1, 2, 3. We're looking for this one to break to the upside and give us continuation to the upside. This is where we are. 4-hour setups continuing to the upside. XRP, the same, is showing us upside here. 1, 2, 3. There was an initial setup on XRP. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Can we see 1, 2, 3 again to retest this top here? It's possible. Then we can have this one retesting the previous high here, coming back for one, and then upside. Okay, so that's what we have there on XRP. Dogecoin gapped up this morning, but we could simply be making a structure like this here on Dogecoin. We could come back here for one and then upside. Let's see how that goes. So There's a number of ways that this could play out, but that's the one that we're going to look at for now. A pullback and continuation to the upside. ADA is setting up for more upside. I don't think this, yes, it is. Okay, so I was talking about this, I was referring to the spike. Can you all just check in other platforms if that ADA spike is on all the platforms, or is it only just on TradingView? In any case, if it is on a real spike, that means that is an impulsive move to the upside. We're going to be looking for this one to make consolidation here and continue to the upside. I've detailed why we're expecting continuation to the upside there. Welcome to those that have just joined us. So yes, please, if you can just check for me if ADA has made this spike and if it exists in other platforms as well. Solana, finally breaking out of the 4-hour correction. This is the 4-hour correction that we saw yesterday. Continues to the upside. We'll look for more upside here. This is the all-time highs on Solana. We may see a pullback from those levels before we continue to the upside. Okay. Right, so let's have a look at Binance US dollar. Same, Binance also has that similar spike, continuation pattern here for more upside. XMR, this could have been part of our trade setups last week. We've got crypto trade setups on the website, so this could be one of them. So looking for this one to break up higher like that. That is XMR. I'm going to jump to Shiba Inu. So Shiba has broken the all-time highs again. We want to see if this is going to make a pullback here in 3. That will result in a structure where we look for this to continue to the upside. That is Shiba Inu. And lastly, we can look at the ratio between Bitcoin Cash and BTC. What you're seeing there is a 3-wave pullback on the 4-hour, and Bitcoin Cash against BTC is going down. Well, I keep saying that when you look at this ratio and you see this is going down, what this means is during this down move, Bitcoin, which is the quoted currency, is outperforming, was performing better than Bitcoin Cash as far as upside is concerned. So that means we're still going to see Bitcoin outperforming Bitcoin Cash for a while. You can look at these charts in the long term as well. If you look at the daily, that projected downside is projected to get to around this level. Only around this level will you expect any bounce from Bitcoin Cash against Bitcoin. So these ratios are very important. Let's see here if I've got other ratios that we can look at. Binance versus Bitcoin as well. So Binance versus Bitcoin is interesting. If you look at this here on Binance, it looks like we are in a corrective structure. When this corrective structure is done, this is going to shoot up. So that means in the next couple of trading sessions, when this is confirmed, we are going to see Binance outperform Bitcoin. We're going to see Binance outperform Bitcoin. We are currently in this corrective structure. So we just need to figure out when this corrective structure is complete. So for now, we've got this. Let's have a look at it. This is an impulsive move to the downside. That's the structure there. So we could be having it as 1, 2, 3. We get to around those levels. We get one more down. Then Binance will start outperforming Bitcoin. So Binance will be a better option to hold than buy Bitcoin. So especially if we can complete this structure when we get to this level, we're going to compare with what Bitcoin and Binance are doing against the US dollar. We're both going to compare both of them against the US dollar and see which one is the best to trade or to invest more going forward. And that's all for today, guys. I see somebody's asking, is TLM a good investment? Let's have a look at TLM. So if you're talking about investment, it means that you're probably looking to buy that one for the long term. So you want TLM versus US dollar Tether. So let's compare it to Tether. So on the daily, what we are seeing here on TLM is that we are going to break out of this structure. Eventually, we're going to break out of this structure and we're going to make a move to the upside like this. So it's possible that at that level, we get this pullback here and upside. So for now, we can only look at this wave up to back to around these levels. Not going to happen in a straight line. We may bounce to the upside, come back down for one, and then push to the upside. Or this is already complete. You get a one, you get two, you get this one to the upside. So either way, you need to confirm a trade setup here for more upside. One daily candle closing above the upper boundary of the flag will confirm that we will at least retest this high here. So that's how we're looking at TLM versus US dollar Tether. So we've got 1, 2, 3 down there. We've got 1, 2, 3 to the upside. So that's how we're looking at that one. All right. James has just confirmed that there is no spike on Binance. It is just a glitch in the exchange. Apparently, over the weekend, Bitcoin traded as low as 8,000 on the Binance Stock Exchange. Only on the Binance Stock Exchange. So that means that was not a real move. There was a glitch on the Binance platform only. So imagine if you could have gotten Bitcoin at $8,000, but worse than that is if you are holding Bitcoin and you see it plunge to $8,000, that would have sent panic buttons to a lot of people. Luckily, I only realized that later when I went into my charts and it was already back at 62,000. In any case, I'm invested in Bitcoin for the long term and most of the cryptocurrencies for the long term, so I would have just left it anyway. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for today, guys. Don't forget the live technical analysis at 10 a.m. GMT with Sandile. So the live technical analysis gives you a clear perspective of what we're looking at in the short, medium, and the long term of the charts. Have a great day, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.